Hello everyone, this is Mr. Storm, and today we're going to create a cool new project. We're going to create a zombie shooter game. This is one of the final projects we're going to do in Windows Forms. After this, we're probably going to move into Unity 2D and see all the new expanded features that Unity provides for us. But for now, let's see what it would take to make a bigger game than what we're used to in Windows Forms. So I'm going to make sure I create a new Windows Forms app. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call it Zombie Game. I actually want to put it in, let's go to my named folder, video game projects. I already have a zombie shooter game in here. I don't really want that. I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it Zombie Game. And I will put my project in the zombie game folder. I'm going to select that. Perfect. Click OK. All right, so now we have our basic form. It's called Form 1. It's pretty small. We want to get right into making this look awesome, look the way that we want. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over here to my Properties window, and I'm going to look for my background color, back color. I'm going to change it to a nice dark gray. And we can choose really any of these, or we can go to the web colors, or we can go to custom. I like this one right here, the 64, 64, 64. That's a pretty good color. I also want to change the size because I don't want it to be super tiny. I'm going to go over here to size. I'm going to change it from 300 by 300 to 939 by 700. Okay, makes it nice and big, so we have plenty of an area to play our game on. Perfect. One more thing. Let's find the text area. Alrighty, and there's name right here. Text. I want to change the text to zombies. Okay, so I'm going to change it to that, hit enter, and notice that my text up here, instead of saying forms, it now says zombies. Okay, perfect. So that's the main game, or that's the game area. Now we need to start putting stuff in the game area to make our game playable. So let's do labels first. Up here, up at the top, I want to have a label that tells me how much ammo I have. Up here, I want a label that tells me how many kills I have. And over here, I want a health bar. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do all three of those. Let's go over here to my toolbox, select all Windows Forms, and find label. I'm going to drag this over, put it roughly where I want it. I'll drag another one, put it roughly in the middle, and drag another one, put it right there. Now all of these are kind of small, so I'm going to make sure I have one selected, and then I am going to select all of them by holding Shift and clicking the other two. So now they're all selected, which means any changes that I make in the properties are going to apply to every single label on my screen, which is exactly what I want right now. So first of all, I want to change the color of the text because black on dark gray doesn't look very good. So I'm going to change it to a nice white. And then I also want to change the font to something that looks good for the game. First of all, it needs to be bigger. I'll go 18. I'll make it bold. And then I'll find a cool font that looks good for a zombie game. Let's see. I'll just grab something here. Sure, why not? Okay, so there we go. We have label 1, label 2, and label 3, and they're all set up the way they're supposed to. Perfect. Okay, ooh, we're moving them all together. Let's move these over just a little bit, because the next thing I want to do is I want to bring in a health bar right next to this, right? Eventually this is going to say health, this is going to say kills, this is going to say ammo. I'm going to bring a health bar right next to it. So for that, what I want to do is I want to use a progress bar. So I'll grab a progress bar from my toolbar, from my toolbox, bring it in, and I'll actually make it pretty nice and big. And you can put this stuff wherever you want on your screen. I just think it looks kind of nice here. It's up to you. I've seen some people put the health bar on the very bottom of the screen and make it reach the entire span of the screen. That's fine too if you want to do that. Okay. Alrighty. And now next we're actually going to start building our main character. But the problem is we actually need to have some graphics. We can't just build a box and then, you know, it wouldn't be a very good looking zombie game if everything was just colored squares. So we need some actual graphics. So on the Google Classroom page, I've given you a zip file with some pictures in it. Okay, you want to download that zip file and extract those images into a folder inside or on your desktop or inside your zombie game project. I'm actually going to call this folder Resources. And I'm going to make sure all the pictures are in there. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I already know that my pictures are in my zombie shooter project. So I'm going to actually copy these and bring them over into my zombie game resources. But I'll put them right there. So now they're there and I know where they are. Now, how do we get those pictures into the game? Well, it's actually pretty easy. What we're going to do is over here, we're going to select Solution Explorer. We're going to go up to Properties, hit the arrow by Properties, and look for resources.resx. I'm going to double click on that, and it will open up this resources menu. Now I want to add resources to my game, so I'm going to go up next to Add Resources and click the little arrow and click Add Existing File. And that's going to bring up my File Explorer. Now all I have to do is navigate to where those pictures are. Desktop, My Name, Video Game Projects, Zombie Game, Resources. And so now I have pictures for my character going down, my character going left, character going right, my character going up. We have some zombies going down, left, right, and up. We have a dead person, and we have an ammo image. I'm going to make sure all of these are selected and select Open. Okay, so all these resources have been imported into my project. I want to save at this point just to make sure that I don't lose it after this. Okay, so now I'm saved. I'm going to click back over to Form. I'm going to click back over to Toolbox. I'm going to bring in a picture box and just kind of put it wherever I want on the screen. Okay, this picture box is going to be my main character. It's going to be my player. And there's only going to be one player in the game at any given time, right? We can make this a multiplayer game, but for right now, there's only one player. So I can actually change the name of my picture box to player so that I can call this object by its name later on. Okay, so I'm going to name it player. Okay, I'm going to change its image right here. I'm going to change its image to this down sprite. Click OK. And notice how it kind of doesn't really fit in the box. What we can do is we can go to size mode and change that to auto size. So now it'll look exactly the way it's supposed to, and it'll fit itself properly. Okay. Alrighty. So that's my main character. Now I want to make a zombie. So I'm going to draw another picture box into here. And instead of changing the name of my zombie, I'm going to change its tag. Because if I change the name and I call zombie, it's only going to call this one. Okay, and we want to have multiple zombies on the screen at one time. So I'm going to change the tag so that I can call anything that's tagged as a zombie. So right here, I have tag, and I'm going to write zombie. Okay. And I am going to change its picture, its image, to Z down, so it looks like a zombie facing down. And again, I'm going to change its, where is it? Its size mode to be auto size. Okay, so that's roughly what the game is going to look like. Right now it doesn't look too amazing, and it really doesn't do anything. If we tried to play this game, there would be nothing for us to do. We wouldn't be able to do anything because we haven't set up events. We haven't actually gone into any programming. This is just setting up the GUI, or the graphical user interface, for the game. But this is a pretty good stopping point. In the next episode, we're going to set up events, and we'll probably get into some scripting. We'll add a timer, and we'll actually start turning this into a game. But for right now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.